Testing 1, 2. Give it that urban feel.
There we go. There we go. They couldn't hear us for that whole time, man.
Really, all this time they couldn't hear us. Man, you know that's not good if I can't hear myself.
Let's do this again. Welcome everybody to the Dugout Report. I'm Steve Walls. This is Darren Smith. Dugout Report is the Royals pregame show, our pregame show presented by Sideline Sports Talk here live at the Negro League Baseball Museum. Darren, how's your weekend? We're gonna do this again.
Hey man, my weekend was well. Like I said, we got a lot of rest, so that was always good after that long road trip that we had. 9 hours going both ways. We had, saying a couple of White Castle stops and a rally stops.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to White Castle.
and rallies. So I tell you, look, I'm almost ready to hit the road again. So, we'll have a chance to do that, on the road this fall when it comes to the Chiefs. But right now, man, what we got up in store for our audience?
Well, we're going to talk about what we talked about last week. We'll cover that a little bit. The Royals coming back after All-Star break. We're going to look at how they're going to be thus far going into the second half of the season. Let's get into our show lineup. Royals are 6 games into this year. Not doing a bad job at all. How about that win last night against the Pirates? I'm sorry.
Well, I expect nothing less than a win for us. I mean, we've just been doing good since the All-Star break. I think we've been 4-2 thus far since the break because we led, 52 wins. Now we got 56. So, I mean, I'm just impressed. The players have done a good job, and Yost, as usual, has done a good job managing the team.
Yeah, that's going to be our first base topic. Then we're going to talk about the Royals starting pitching, the moves that they've made, what moves do they need to make going further into the season to try to get back to where we were last year. Our third base topic is we're going to talk about where the Royals stand right now in league play, and we're also going to talk about finishing up. We're going to break down tonight's game against the Pirates. How about we get started?
Hey, man, that's what we do.
Okay, last night the Royals faced the Pirates for their second game in the third of their interleague series. Royals Jason Vargas, man, took on the Pirates ace Garrett Cole. Cole went 7.1 innings, threw 108 pitches, and had 66 strikes before being relieved by Caminero. So what do you think about that matchup?
Well, the matchup, it went well for what took place, but obviously the biggest story that came out of last night's game is what happened to Vargas, and I know we'll talk about that momentarily. But as usual, Dyson came through in the clutch. It's just, and plus Vargas did what he did, but he left early in the game with a pain. I don't even realize. I don't think he made it past the first innings.
Yeah, he only went first inning, 1.1 innings. He threw 26 pitches and had 15 of them strikes.
Well, that's pretty good. That's still a good average. But, and it's funny because we had just talked about, and it was big news how they had sent Ventura down to the minors.
We're going to get it. We're not going to get into that. We're going to get into it in just a minute. Let's look back last night of Vargas and what happened.
See what happened.
Numbers, 256 hitter. And that changeup got away from him.
Something's wrong. I could tell a pitch before he didn't look comfortable. There was something going on in the pitch before. He rushed back up off the mound and he didn't look like he normally does. After that last pitch, the previous pitch before that one, the changeup he threw, he looked uncomfortable. He didn't look right. He definitely is not going to be able to continue in this one. That's for sure. That's too bad.
Okay, now if you look back at last night and you see how he threw that ball, the first one, I think he knew after that one he had to feel it because it's his first game back. When he strained his elbow before, his first game back. So I think he knew once he threw that first ball.
Yeah, it's something about our pitchers, man. When they come back off of the DL, we haven't had much luck keeping our pitchers healthy. So that's that's something that we really, really have to work on. And we just happen to have a deep bullpen and a good farm system where they're almost interchangeable, more or less.
I think it's very tragic, as we said. It was confirmed about three hours ago, confirmed by Rose Baseball after Vargas had his MRI. The injury is a torn ulnar collateral ligament, which generally, Darren, is Tommy John surgery. That's where once it gets in that elbow, it's his left elbow actually, but that's where Tommy John surgery. That's the end result.
I've never, after playing football, weightlifting, and track, I've actually never had an injury. I think I've had maybe tendonitis. That's the worst I've ever had. But I've never. So I could only imagine the pain that he's going through, or the pain that when, like you said, he threw the pitch and knew that something was wrong with his shoulder and stuff in his arm. I can only imagine what he's going through, and I feel real bad for him right now.
But I think because it was twice when he first threw it. And he felt a little tug. I think he was like, let me just try to shake it off. And when he threw that second ball, that's when that's when he actually felt it, I think.
Well, you know, but he also knew when it was time to come out too. You know, he didn't want to do anything else that would hurt himself, obviously, or put
he
his
couldn't.
team,
I don't even think he could raise his. I don't even think he could raise his arm. It was that bad.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, that's why they got a DL list, and he'll have time. You know, but of course, I believe he's out for the rest.
Let's look at positives from last night. Our guy Dyson came through in the clutch.
He always come through, man.
Let's take a look at that.
More than one runner at a time. Dyson into right field. 1 run home. Rios will score. 2-0 Royals in the 8th.
Dyson had a good idea that high fastball was coming after the slider almost hit him, and he was on it. It jammed him, but it's okay. He got better than a sac fly. That's a clutch hit there by Gerard Dyson. Moving in, trying to get in on him. They did, but Dyson with a good level swing met it just like he wanted. Cole couldn't bear to watch as the crowd here at the K.
Man, look at that. Dyson.
Yeah, that was pretty good, you know, because Dyson is not known for his hitting power. So for him to knock in a 2-run double, I mean, that says a whole lot about him. But again, I always have to go back to Yost putting his players in a position because, like you said, you don't know Dice to do that type of hitting. You always expect him to, you know, what he does in the outfield and when he's when he's running the bases for someone. So for him to get that was pretty big.
He came through in a clutch. Put it like that. My man Dyson is clutch.
And woke the crowd up too.
It did.
I mean,
how the game was going, it was just slow. I mean, you had pitching that was just. The pitching was good from both teams. I can't even lie. The pitching was great.
The Royals are the reason that I love baseball again, man. Because it is fun watching them play because you just never know who is going to be the one to. So I mean, you know, I get giddy watching them because I just know there's I mean, you can never count them out. Even when they blew that 7-run game and they won 10-9, it's like. You always know that something is going to happen, so they're never out of a game, and they always keep you, entertained and keep you excited.
But you know what though, more positives about last night is the bullpen. The Royals bullpen stepped up after Vargas went down. They stepped up. Let's hear what Ned Yost had to say about last night's bullpen.
Just the bullpen. I mean, Vargy goes out in the second inning, and now you're scrambling. Blanton came in and gave us, 3 great innings, 4 great innings. I can't remember what it was, but you get into that position right there, and you could kind of sniff that game was going to be like a 1-run game somewhere down the road. And I really thought about pushing, but. He hadn't been to the 70-pitch mark in 3 weeks, so our bullpen was fresh from the last 2 days. Everybody had 2 days rest down there, so we decided to go with Matson, Herrera, Wade, and then Holly. And, of course, Kel had the quick 7th inning, and okay, well, I'm looking at Cole's pitch count, and, I mean, this kid's a bona fide ace, right? And you're looking, okay, well, this thing can go a while before either team scores. We tried to push Kel through the 8th inning, ended up getting 2 outs. Wade came in and did a great job of matching up against their best hitter and getting out of the inning, and then we ended up scoring the 3 runs. But Dyson's hit there was huge, and it's good to see Alex Rios getting hot. 2 doubles tonight against a real.
So looking at last night, Ned Yost, I mean, it was an exciting game. I mean, they're at the end. I'm not gonna lie, it was an exciting game at the end.
Well, I mean, hey, we won 3-1, so we came out on top of every game. And like we've always said, there's no such thing as an ugly win or a pretty loss. So, to me, a win is a win is a win, and that's what we do. I mean, and again, we just put our players in a position to win.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here from the Negro League Museum. Thanks.
Hello.
You like that Michael Jackson, huh?
Man, hey, man, I'm back here, Gary, start moonwalking and, start doing some things.
All right, so we're back here at the Negro League Baseball Museum. Hey, don't forget to check out the Heart of America Hot Dog Festival going on August 1st from noon to 9 p.m. featuring the Average White Band. You guys got to come here and check it out. It's a family fun event. Everyone will be here, so you guys got to come out here and check it out. Remember, it's August 1st, noon to 9 p.m.
You know what I love about that?
What's
It
that?
is just the oxymoron, the Negro League Museum featuring the Average White Band.
And I spent a little time listening to the Average White Band about a week or so ago. And, man, you got it going on.
Okay, I'm not going to publicly admit that, but okay, I haven't heard
Yeah,
it.
man, you got to. You got to. Well, you'll be able to hear it live.
I will, because I'll be here on the 1st.
That's right. All right, so coming back, like I said, we're here at the Negro League Baseball Museum. We're going to look at our second base topic. Tuesday, the Royals announced some surprising news. It was surprising to me. I saw it on Twitter, actually. Royals ace starter Yordano Ventura was sent to the minor leagues, AAA Omaha team. But today, what was it about? Probably about 3 hours. I saw again on Twitter that he's called back. That was a short, very short, less than 24 hours demotion to the minor league team.
That's a hell of a road trip, too. Because you got to go, and, you pack up, you think you're going to be gone for a while.
No, I'm pretty sure they had it. They chartered him a jet out of there.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
Depending on where you went.
It wasn't no drive, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I guess not.
That's a $24 million man.
Hey, man, a demotion is a demotion.
Let's talk about that demotion, though.
Yeah.
I mean, even though he was demoted, he's now back. People quickly forget that the kid, he just got us to the World Series last year. And when you look at Game 6, he pitched 7 shutout innings. Think about that.
I mean, he's proven himself, but, this is always one of those. I mean, even Major League Baseball is a league of. So, it just, he hasn't been performing well. And when that happens, you have to do what is best for the team. And at that particular moment in time, even if it was a couple of days ago, the best thing for the team was for him to to be demoted down to AAA.
And people forget that he was the opening day starter this year.
Yeah, even I forgot that. That's how bad that's how bad he's been.
Yeah, and right now his record is only 4-7 this season with an ERA of 5.19.
You know, it's funny.
Was it the right move to go down to Omaha?
Yeah.
For them to send him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, you 4-7.
Right.
And you giving up 5 runs again. Yeah, it was the right move. You know, unfortunately, Ventura got hurt, and so I mean, I'm sorry, Ventura had to go down, but went down. Then you turn around, you just have to bring him back up because he's still your best player out of everyone that you have and what you have to offer. So.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I don't know if I can.
I don't guess on that one. I mean, that's that. I mean, that's why they brought him back up.
I don't know if I can quite agree with that, just because if you look at it.
Yeah, but
we don't have anybody. I mean, we don't have anybody else.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the best option in the worst situation. He was the best, even though he got demoted. He was still the best player that they had available.
But why send him down there if your next step is to bring him right back?
Well,
I mean, I know he's just a kid and you want to teach him.
I
mean, yeah, I mean, but you have to teach him. He's still young, but I don't think moving him down there is going to teach him anything.
Well, I think, but see, it could have been more of a confidence issue.
True.
You know, for him to go back down there and to, you know, I mean, sometimes you have to. I mean, even Tiger Woods, as great as he is, I mean, you know, he's been playing horrible, but you know, he'll go and get some practice rounds in and play some. And will have the appearance even for himself mentally that okay, I feel like I got the stuff back. I'm gaining confidence now. It hadn't showed.
Got their money's worth. More than one runner at a time.
So the Royals, the MLB trade deadline is coming up. You think we should make any moves? I mean,
unless we're gonna get another starting pitcher, you know, I really don't see where we'll be making a move at.
And you know, I heard when we were in Cincy. I keep bringing up Cincinnati, man. I just love now.
I cannot believe how much we enjoy Cincinnati. That's saying a whole lot.
Yeah, when we were in Cincy, word on the street when we were both there was that we were going to be getting one of their star pitchers, Johnny Cueto. What you think about that?
Well, it depends on what form.
It's right now. It's his final year of Johnny's contract. He's out of a 5-year deal. He was getting $36.2 million from the Reds. I mean, if he were to come here, that would mean we'd only get him for the remainder of the season. No guarantees for next year. I mean, if you look at the situation as to where we want to win now, which, of course, that's what it is. I mean, you look at, like we just said, Ventura's been moved down, and now back. If we want to get the wins now, I think we should do it. But I don't know what we have to give up.
Well, that too. But, I mean, I'll be honest. If he can help in delivering the World Series, then we give up whatever we have to give up. Because at the end of the day, it's all about that chip. And if we can get that, if getting him will help us even more, put us in a position to win the World Series, I'm for it.
But it's kind of like backtracking to me. We got rid of James Shields. It's if you think about it but
like I said, it depends on what we're giving up for him too. So
money, and a couple of players, and for a player of Cueto's caliber, we're gonna have to give us some good players.
Well, I mean, it could be AAA players
and some draft picks, I would guess. I don't know.
Well, I'll put it like this: I would hope that our management, you know, knowing that there's nothing guaranteed, besides the rest of this year, I don't think they would trade away the farm for even him. So.
I don't know. I mean, you looking at my thing is it's like I said, it's backtracking. Looking at last year, giving up James Shields. If we're gonna pay the money, we might as well just pay him. We might as just pay Shields. I mean, Shields helped us a lot.
And I agree. I don't disagree with that. But one thing I learned, man, is that they have their reasons for doing the things that they do, even if it doesn't make any sense.
On that note, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're back live here at the Negro League Baseball Museum on 18th and Vine. Don't forget to check out the Heart of America Hot Dog Festival, August 1st, noon to 9 p.m. We got the Average White Band coming out. You laugh at that, Darren. I'm serious, man.
I do. And then what's crazy is when they perform, I'll be the main one out there trying to get my groove on, my two-step on or something. So.
Right. So let's look. We're going to pick up the third base topic. Now, what about as the Royals sit atop the American League with a record of 56-36, and the next closest being the L.A. Angels, and they're 3.5 games back with the record of 53-40. What's up with that, Darren? You think we're gonna hold it out?
I think we'll do a good job. You know, I mean, you have to remember we've beaten Pittsburgh, and then Pittsburgh, you know, their record is 54 wins. You know, they have 54 wins.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, they actually could have had a better record than us. You know, had we not split thus far. So, or at least they would be tied with us. So, I think we'll be able to hold out. You know, as long as our pitching stands up. But what's even better about that is just our lineup. I mean, we just have a massive lineup. Like I said, where at any given time, any one of our players can beat you.
Right. We're only, and not to mention, we're only 3 games back behind the Cardinals for first place in the league. In the league.
Yeah. I mean, we have to. I mean, when you start thinking about 3 games, it's really not a whole lot because you win one, they lose one, that closes the game.
And then we play them in a couple of days here in St. Louis, so
exactly.
We can pick up some ground there.
Yeah, so we'll just have to. I mean, we have to do what we did when we played them last year. I think we won 2 out of 3 games when we played them here. So, you know, as long as we do what we need to do on the field, I like our chances in actually getting the best record.
I don't know, but I don't know about you, but I just like having these type of problems, man.
I mean, that's a good problem to have.
Exactly.
I mean, 99 problems, and this ain't one of them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is something that is good that we don't have to worry about. And I'm trying to think. So when we do play, when do we play the Cardinals? Well, we only played them for 1 game, and that's the makeup game. So that'll be, what's this, 23rd, Friday.
Yeah. So we're going to take one more quick break, and we'll be right back to wrap this thing up and put a bow on it. We're back here at the Negro League Baseball Museum. Darren, you like that Silento, man?
Man, I love it. See, my head gets to bobbing even before we go to commercial break because I'm hearing that music.
So the Royals face the Pirates tonight in a little over an hour to try to win the series, try to win the 2 games to 1 series in the series. What do we need to do as far as to make that happen?
Our players just need to keep doing what they're doing, which is getting good, timely hits. You know, getting a hit is one thing. It just depends on when it's coming and whether or not you can capitalize on it. So I'm looking for a decent game from Hosmer and Kane tonight, and even the Moose.
Moose. I'm glad you got his name right this time.
I'm just gonna call him Moose and just leave it at that.
So tonight is student night. For everyone who does not know what student night is, it's where if you're a child under the age of 14, you get to get into the game for $8, and if you're a student with current student ID, you can get to the game for $8.
Dude, I still got my college ID, so you know I'm getting the hook up. So you're laughing. I still have my ROTC ID, so I can get it for military.
That's like from 30 years ago, 45 years ago.
Call it what you want. A discount is a discount is a discount.
So remember, that doesn't mean cut us off right now. That means after we're done here in about 5 or 6 minutes, you can get on your phone and download some tickets, $8 tickets, and going out there to the K.
That's what's up.
So starting pitchers tonight are Royals righty Edison Volquez and he's versus Pirates righty Charlie Morton. Volquez is coming off a 2-0 loss to the White Sox a few days ago, which he threw 6 1/3 innings and gave up 2 runs. This is his first start against his former team. Any jitters, you think?
Just a little bit, because he's not going to know what to expect from the crowd, whether he's going to get cheered or booed, but I think once he gets through just the first couple of batters, he'll be okay. He'll settle down.
What will it take to come out victorious tonight for the team?
Well, as I already mentioned, it's just a matter of, I feel like our inside lineup of Kane, Hosmer, and Moose. I'm looking at between them at least between those three. I'm looking at 4 hits between them. 4 hits and 2 runs.
Yeah, that's what you see. I have that on the paper too. I said if
I really didn't.
if we continue to use our leaders, which the leaders I say is Hosmer, Kane, Moose, Mike Moustakas, and Salvador Perez. If they can get some hits, get the bats, start swinging, I think that we can make something happen.
All right. Well, it's something that we don't disagree
And
about.
those are what I call the big 4.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all.
Definitely leaders. And with that said,
But if
Darren,
you call them the foul, I'm just gonna call them the 4 horsemen.
the 4 horsemen.
Yeah,
That's the big 4, man. It's like the big 5.
4 horsemen sounds much better.
I think LeBron James has the name Big Horseman. 4 horsemen.
Actually, that's Ric Flair, so back up off of
Is it Ric Flair?
Ric Flair.
All right, so we're gonna wrap things up here. Darren, anything you got coming up?
Actually, nah, just get more rest. We, in the near future, we have Sporting KC on August the 1st. I got a wedding that day, but, the big thing is the hot dog festival that we're going to be a part of. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Remember, everyone come out and join us at the hot dog festival. It will be August 1st from noon to 9 p.m. Average white band will be there.
As will I.
Me too.
Two-stepping it away.
We would like to thank you for joining us. For Steve Walls and Darren Smith, catch us back here next week as we broadcast live from the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. Oh, and I can't forget to tell people to be on the lookout for us for our Chiefs Live show coming up from training camp and other big things coming up as well. Thank you to the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, Ms. Kathy, Mr. Kendricks, also the museum for their hospitality. Follow us on Twitter at Sideline Sport KC, on Instagram at Sideline Sports Talk KC, and on Facebook / Sideline Sports Talk KC. Follow me on Twitter as well and Instagram at Steve Walls KC. Darren, you got a handle.
And you can follow me on Facebook at D Smith Digital, as well as on Twitter at Rock316. So yeah, we got more shows coming up, which means you get to see lots more of us.
We hope you all have a great rest of your week. Holla.